Making YouTube videos based off shorts. Man, this YouTube progression has been real. So as stated by this title, and as said in the previous short I did, I believe Luca should have been the Bunny Miraculous user at least for season 5, at least for maybe a season or 2 afterwards. In this video, I want to talk about why I believe Luca should have been the Bunny Miraculous user and not Alex, at least for not for season 5. And as stated again, it doesn't have to be permanently for Luca, but for at least a season or 2, since Alex has future dibs on the Bunny Miraculous as seen in the Time Tagger episode.
Come on, Chris. Let's go home. Chris?
The first reason to believe in the Luca Bunny story timeline is that Luca had a reason to be the Bunny Miraculous user for storyline reasons. If you remember in the season 4 episode Wishmaker, Luca found out about the secret identities of Marinette and Adrian being Ladybug and Cat Noir respectively.
Dream!
Awesome! I always wanted to be the knitting fairy in real life!
Marinette?
Live your childhood dream!
When I was a kid, I always wanted to be what my parents wanted me to be.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be in the Dino Huggy Gang!
This would kind of be ignored for the rest of the season and brought back during the season 5 episode Migration. Luca would actually get akumatized or in the process of getting akumatized, and it would actually be one of Shadowmouth's big brain moments of the season. Shadowmouth actually finds out that Luca knows the identity of Ladybug and Cat Noir and tries to get him to tell him their identities, but luckily they're able to prevent it.
I sense something else. Panic. Fear. Why are you resisting so strongly? Do you have something to hide? Could it be that you know? You know the identities of Ladybug and Cat Noir!
In this episode, also actually, Marinette and Adrian would find out that Luca knows about their identities, but more specifically, Marinette.
Listening, Marinette.
Everyone's allowed to be in love, even when things get complicated and... What did you just call me? How about Cat Noir?
I know too.
Because, you know, Adrian doesn't take part in main storylines. Season 5 finale here. Luca would actually take himself out of the show by agreeing that it's too dangerous for him to be in Paris, which is actually smart for the storyline, because that way they don't put him in danger, just hoping it won't end bad for Luca. And what actually happens is Luca ends up staying with his dad.
There is no way I'm letting you run around the world without adult supervision.
I'll go with him.
Wait, even though Marinette said that Luca shouldn't be staying in Paris and should actually be under protection of the highest order, and all of that did make sense, here's what the problem, here's what they decide to do, is to forget the security, let's have him travel with his dad, who at the time is like the biggest rock star in the world, you know, where millions of eyes are on him, meaning where he's at is known at a given notice. He would have been better off staying in Paris since he knows the possible spots to hide out at least. Don't leave him out in the open where his movements are always known. Not only that, but his 2 lines of defense are a rock star who's a roller coaster of emotions and an overworked assistant whose man has women throwing themselves all over the world and has shown jealousy sometimes because of it. 2 easy accumulation targets over there. Let's also act like Shadowmouth doesn't travel. Look at the New York and Shanghai specials. Let's also not forget this is the season that just happens that Gabriel has the alliance rings. The rings which allow him to track anyone in the world and allows him to akumatize them at a moment's notice. What makes the Luca choice, or the way it's written, Migration, of him leaving Paris was interesting because of the way most TV shows are written nowadays, and I'm assuming Ladybug is written the same way. For most animated TV shows, the story's worked on first and finished before anything else is done. They usually know how the season's gonna go before they get to the voice actors and animators getting involved. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is that they pretty much had a good idea of how the season was gonna go and important storylines that were gonna happen in the season before the first episode of the season was gonna be done. What I'm getting at also is that they knew that this was going to be Shadowmouth's last season since they wrote the ending already before episode 1 of season 5 was written. This is done so that writers can go back and edit certain storylines in the past, add certain factors to the storyline to make sure the ending makes sense, or to make sure the season has an overarching plot idea to write the season based on. For example, look at season 4. Season 4 was written based on the idea of Marinette suffering from a cat plot trauma and her guardian roles.
I don't know what to do! Believe.
My prince!
in season 4, she grew distant from Cat Noir, had to develop trust in the other superheroes, or she pretty much put trust in the other superheroes. This would actually hurt her at the season 4 finale when she lost all her Kwamis because of it. However, Cat Noir was there to stabilize her at the same season 4 finale while mending their relationship.
Made a mess of everything.
Milady. We're gonna get them back one by one until the very last.
My thing is just that, why couldn't they have rewritten the Evolution episode of season 5? The Evolution, for those that don't remember, was the episode in which they chased Chatham off throughout the timelines and gave Alex the Bunny Miraculous. What I would have done to rewrite it is, they could have still done the same thing about the plot about chasing Chatham off through the timelines to get the Bunny Miraculous in the Evolution episode, but don't give to Alex. The next episode was the Destruction episode in which Gabriel got injured by Cat Noir.
I cataclysmed him. I don't believe this. I just cataclysmed someone.
Which does set up the season as Gabriel's last season as Shadowmoth. What I would then do is make the next episode be the Migration episode. But as I mentioned earlier, I didn't give Luca the Bunny Miraculous. The next episode would be the Migration episode. But my change would happen here. I would actually give the Bunny Miraculous to Luca here, that I didn't give to Alex in my new Evolution episode. You don't even have to do it that way. You can write the Evolution episode to where Luca gets the Bunny Miraculous instead of Alex right there. Doing the story this way does a few things. First, it keeps Luca out of harm's way in the best possible way, since it's not like we can give him the snake Kwami to rewind time or the horse Kwami to escape Gabriel. Second, it protects the Bunny Miraculous, which was the reason why Alex got the bunny in the Evolution episode. You also have the excuse of bringing back Luca in the season 5 finale, because let's not forget that story-wise, Alex needs to be given the Bunny Miraculous eventually. Luca just have it just for the case of Shadowmoth. When Shadowmoth dies at the season 5 finale, you can still bring him back and give to Alex later on. And the reason why you can bring back Luca also is because the only reason why he had to escape was because of Shadowmoth, who was dead, because Shadowmoth was the only person that Luca knew the identities of Ladybug and Cat Noir. This allows Luca to take part in later storylines such as season 6 and season 7 or onwards, but also gives storylines where it's possible to give Alex the Bunny Miraculous. Or at least write better storylines for her to get them in. Because I'm not gonna lie, Evolution wasn't a good way for her to get the Bunny Miraculous. It was very random and it didn't really set it up well for her. Such as if Luca got it because of the Wishmaker situation. For example, you can actually write a storyline in season 6 where Alex needs to disappear with the bunny because Delilah finds out that Alex knows the identities of Ladybug and Cat Noir, which she might have found out later in season 6, which helps set up the storyline. Even though it's similar to Luca, it does a good job of setting up the reason why Alex needs the bunny Kwami. That way, Alex actually has a reason to disappear and not just because of some random event like in the Evolution episode. Also, side tangent, but why didn't Alex appear in the Wishmaker episode? Luca knowing identities of Ladybug and Cat Noir can't be a good thing for the future and the storylines and the timelines. Alex would have known that what was gonna happen, so I don't know why she couldn't have just intervened by taking Luca to the portal for a second or transferring him somewhere else in Paris, because it's shown that she can transfer people to different parts of the earth and not just timelines, as seen in the season 5 finale.
Storm of justice! The warrior brings forth a...
Alex could have just transferred him right at the moment the identities would have been seen and avoided the problem of Luca seeing them. Also, another side tangent. Why didn't Alex just take care of Luca for a season, since that would have been a safe place for him from Shadowmoth? Yes, he did the potential of Luca damaging the timeline in Alex's Room of Futures. However, Luca's the most mature of the hero group of teenagers, which is a problem in its own since they're all teenagers, but I would trust him to understand not to mess up the timeline. His Kwami is also Snake Kwami, so it's not like he doesn't understand how impactful manipulating time could be. I just think Shadowmoth finding the identities just takes the most importance, and you can take the risk of damaged timelines from Luca at this moment. Just look at the damage it always causes when Shadowmoth finds out the identities of Ladybug and Cat Noir. Look at the episodes Cat Blanc and Imperial, season 3 and season 4 respectively.
Ephemeral. I am your father, Shadowmoth. I'm giving you the power to speed up time and help me bring your mother back. The
second factor I want to go into, and what I like to call Luca as a Bunny Kwami user, makes sense, or at least better than Alex, is the Bunny Kwami is arguably the most powerful Kwami in the show, needs the right user for it. There's a reason why the first Kwami they had to get back from Shadowmoth was the Bunny Miraculous after the season 4 finale. Marinette herself literally calls it the most powerful Kwami in the season 5 episode Evolution.
Monarch didn't waste any time using his new powers.
And of course, he started with the Rabbit Miraculous, the most powerful one.
With all that said, why not give it to Luca for at least a season? Luca right now, as I said before, is the most mature out of all the superheroes right now. I would debate anyone on that. This man willingly helped the girl who broke his heart date another guy in like a month.
Realize his feelings for Marinette are love.
I think it's because he's a kind and generous person. He loves everyone and everyone loves him back. He's lost in a jungle of love. He can't read the signals Marinette sends him.
That's true. Learning to read Marinette's signals is a complex endeavor. It took
In the migration episode, Marinette and Adrian are getting romantic advice from him. You can say that's not too hard, but then this man is also giving advice to the woman dating his dad in the same episode. That's something a lot of young men can't do. We already mentioned that Shut 'Em Off wasn't gonna last after season 5, so season of him doing it makes sense, at least for a moment. And to repeat what I've stated before, what they could have done is have Luca be the Bunny Miraculous user for the season and defeat Shut 'Em Off. Season 6 then comes out and it could be about Alex and her maturity. Throughout the season, Alex could be developed maturely or some other character development, which makes sense since season 6 seems to be a season where a lot of change and development will happen, such as Marinette actually having to face a smart villain in Lila, for example, for one. Have Alex mature, because if I'm being honest, when it comes to a class, she's more in the bottom half of her classmates when it comes to being mature, especially also being influenced by her emotions. Luca's the opposite of that right now. You also have this family situations that could make Luca a better miraculous user for the bunny than Alex. Let's be honest here. Out of all the classmates in the show, Luca has probably the most dysfunctional family out of the people in the show. His mom is a pirate who literally lives at sea, and his dad's the biggest rock star in the world with a pet crocodile, which I feel says enough, but that same dad is dating his assistant, who is probably about 20 years younger than him. He has a sister, Julica, who literally was never in a class photo until this season, and she's in high school. If Luca was to disappear for some time, I think that would be okay, or the family would be able to deal with it better. Compared to Alex is a very normal family if you ask her. She has a pretty good relationship with her dad and 2 brothers. She disappeared, it's not going to be as easy on the family as say Luca. She is so close to her brothers that when she became the Bunny Miraculous user, her brother got himself akumatized because she was so upset that she left them. He believes that Ladybug took her away from the family and forced her to work for Ladybug. That's pretty much what happened in the season 5 episode reunion.
I'm not Jaleel anymore. I am Pharaoh. Ladybug claims to have sent Alex into the time continuum for safety. You'll see, Dad. As soon as Shio Cat Lord doesn't have the answer, they'll use Alex to go to the right era and bring them the answer. And this will prove me right. Ladybug is a selfish liar.
This doesn't happen if it was Luca. That's not even a guess. Alex gets the Bunny Miraculous and the brother becomes akumatized out of revenge for Ladybug. Luca disappears 2 episodes later in migration with his dad, and nothing happens and no one gets akumatized or there's no problems. Like, we didn't find out about Luca again till the season 5 finale, where he was somewhat training to be a guardian, which was never explained to us. But you could argue that even training as a guardian makes him more ready to be the Bunny Miraculous user. If he could train to be a master, then you definitely handle the Bunny Kwami for a season while on the run. And they're gonna give Alex the Bunny Kwami. They should have set it up throughout the season, so at least Alex's family could be ready for it, and Alex getting the bunny would make sense story-wise better. And if you need to rush it and give the Bunny Miraculous away from Shut 'Em Off for season 5 then, with season 5, like I said, being his last season, then just give it to Luca, since he had the storyline and the family to support it, just saying. So that's the video, once again, based on an idea that I mentioned on another short. Luca for Bunny Miraculous user 2024. Once again, I'm not saying Luca should be the permanent bunny user, but you have to give it to him for a couple of seasons while you set up Alex, then I can understand. So thanks for watching, and for the likes and subscribes, remember, in Luca the bunny user we trust. Bye.